Everyone, thank you very much for your patience. We had some last-minute paperwork to straighten out. I will call the meeting to order at 5:20. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On guard and guard.
Roll.
Certainly. Mr. Castine?
Present.
Mr. Pizzaio?
Here.
Mr. Hall?
Here.
Mr. Henry?
Here.
Mr. Hughes?
Here.
Mr. Kretzer?
Here.
Mr. Perrier?
Here.
Mr. Conacher?
Here.
Mr. Timmons?
Here.
And Ms. Waldron? Here.
All legislators will receive a copy of the stenographer's minutes for the June 22nd regular session. If there are no additions, deletions, corrections, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes. Legislator Kretzer, second by Legislator Hughes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried? Again, thank you for your patience. I will now recognize those in the audience who wish to share their thoughts and concerns with the legislature. Please raise your hand if you wish to be recognized. State your name and address. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. State your name and address for the record. And in accordance with the rules of order, all speakers will be limited to 5 minutes. Let me turn this off so it doesn't bother me. Okay, who would like to go first? Redhead man, right up to the one.
Good evening, everyone. Kathleen Kasperzak, 22 Christine Drive, Plattsburgh. And I'm here with the New York Citizens Audit, for those people who don't know who we are. This is a review of the resolution presented last session so that the people of Clinton County have complete transparency in what is being asked of the Clinton County legislators. To New York State Attorney General and New York State Board of Elections. Be it resolved by the Clinton County legislators of the state of New York, the members concurring, number 1, that members of the Clinton County legislature recognize the lawful voters expect that election officials and state legislators will do their sworn duty to enforce that lawful votes of the people as cast are honored and not diluted nor debased by acts classified by the New York legislature as criminal acts. That, number 2, in the words of constitutional expert Alexander Hamilton in Federalist 68, nothing was more to be desired than that every practical obstacle be opposed to cabal, intrigue, and corruption. These most deadly adversaries of Republican government might naturally have been expected to make their approaches from more than one quarter, but chiefly from the desire in foreign powers to gain an improper ascendant in our councils. How could they better gratify this than by raising a creation of their own to the chief magistracy of the Union? But the convention had guarded against all danger of this sort with the most provident and judicious attention. Number 3, that when a state legislature exercises this plenary power to determine the manner in which electors are chosen, that power is governed solely by the federal constitution, the jurisprudence memorialized in Lester versus Garrett, 258 U.S. 130, 137 in 1922, which is the function of state legislature in carrying out a federal function derived from the United States Constitution, quote, transcends any limitations sought to be imposed by the people of the state, end of quote, and that no state constitution, state law, or state court can alter or constrain that grant of power. Number 4, that the appointment of these electors is thus placed absolutely and wholly with the legislatures of the several states, that this power is conferred on the legislators of the states by the Constitution of the United States, and cannot be taken from them or modified by their state constitutions, and that whatever provisions may be made by statute or by the state constitution to choose electors by the people, there is no doubt of the right of the legislature to resume the power at any time, for it can neither be taken away nor abdicated, the jurisprudence memorialized in McPherson versus Blacker, 146 U.S. 13435. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good evening, I'm Beth Asherburner. I live at 20 Lynn Street, Plattsburgh, New York. I'll follow up where Kathleen left off. Number 5, that the legal doctrine ex dolo mali non torturo acción, a right of action cannot arise out of fraud, and that no court will lend its aid to a man who founds his cause of action upon an immoral or an illegal act. The maxim lies at the foundation of a general rule of public policy, the rule that the courts will not sustain an action which arises out of a moral turpitude of the plaintiff or out of his violation of a general law enacted to carry into effect the public policy of the state or nation. Marshall versus Lowell, 1927. Number 26, that substantial irregularities and violations of New York State election law, section 16, elections law are specifically classified as criminal behaviors. I digress from the resolution momentarily to touch base on voter identity theft. A number of things must occur before an individual voter can have multiple identification numbers and votes assigned to their personal information. Number 1, an original record must be made, likely legitimate and connected to a real voter. Number 2, the original record must be replicated by someone with official access. That would be 170.10, forgery in the second degree, 190.80, identity theft in the first degree, 18 U.S. Code 1028A, aggravated identity theft, 17-160, procuring fraudulent documents in order to vote. Number 3, the replicates must be entered into the voter roll by someone with official access and assigned a unique State Board of Election ID number. 17-104, false registration. 17-106, misconduct of election officers. Note that many of our 62 county board of elections may be unaware of this criminal behavior. Number 4, a vote must be assigned to the replicated records by someone with official access. 17-132, illegal voting. The people of Clinton County fully believe that the resolution for the Clinton County petition served on the 27th of June to the Attorney General, the 4 commissioners of the New York State Board of Election, and to the Secretary of State for redress of grievances should be tabled until the August 10th session to allow sufficient time to share evidence, which was forthcoming yesterday. The Clinton County evidence is in Excel file format, will be given to the Clinton County Sheriff via the chain of custody to protect the identity of the Clinton County people already compromised. At a minimum, 1 false records equals 3 felonies, and with a vote, 6 felonies. We have 14, you can do the math. Additionally, as you may recall, the Clinton County voter rolls have 338 duplicate New York State Board of Election ID numbers assigned, and that data will also be provided. I recommend that the sheriff provide a secure copy of to the officials of the Clinton County Board of Elections to take steps to correct these election law violations. Moreover, the file of the 104 people who voted with no address will also be included. Petitioners claim these votes deprive petitioners of equal protections under the law. I assert that the 2020 election was defective and must be decertified in Clinton County. To learn more about the work of the volunteers of the New York Citizens Audit, you can go to auditny.com and on rumble.com.
Thank you. Next. How many more do we have left? Is there 2 more?
3 for myself and 2 more.
Okay, 3 more. Okay, thank you.
Welcome everyone, thank you for having me. My name is James Van Etten. I live at 2768 Minor Farm Road in Altona. A few election facts, just a few bullet points. Not every cloned registration votes in every election. Some cloned registrations do not have any votes assigned yet. However, every election has illegal votes from cloned registrations. These illegal votes are assigned on a random basis to reduce observation. Every cloned registration is a minimum of 3 felonies, and with a vote equals 6 felonies. Every cloned registration is created for the purpose and with the intent of using it for illegal votes. In addition to cloned registrations, there are many, many other legal registrations of other types. To resume where she left off, number 7, the significant irregularities associated with the illegal practice commonly known as ballot harvesting, a Class 6 felony criminal offense under New York law. An executive order sending mail-in ballots to all inactive voters registered. Effective mail-in balloting pre-ceasing and canvassing and occurred during the November 3rd, 2020 election. That there was infringement on the legislature of the New York's authority pursuant to the United States Constitution on the legislative plenary power and the Supreme Clause to regulate elections. Number 9, that the selection of presidential electors and other statewide electoral contest results in this state involving federal offices is in dispute. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good afternoon, Kimberly Boise, 32 Laura Drive, Morrisonville, New York. Clinton County election facts. Number 1, Clinton County voter rolls maintained by the New York State Board of Elections demonstrate that 132 voter discrepancy exists between the Clinton County precinct vote tabulation count and the New York State Board of Elections, and 115 voter discrepancy exists between the Clinton County precinct vote tabulation count and the New York Secretary of State certified results. Additionally, a 17 vote discrepancy exists between the New York State Board of Elections and the Secretary of State regarding Clinton County. Number 2, Clinton County voter rolls maintained by the New York State Board of Elections demonstrate that there are 338 duplicate SBO-EID numbers assigned, 14 of which voted. Clinton County voter rolls maintained by the New York State Board of Elections demonstrate that there are 3 voters registered, purged with no purge date. Number 4, county voter rolls maintained by the New York State Board of Elections demonstrate that 78% of the voting age population of Clinton County is registered to vote. The following age groups from 18 to 100 have an excess of 95% registration, ages 69, 78, and 84. The following age groups from 18 to 100 have in excess of 100% registration, 74, 103%, and 99, 107%. Number 5, Clinton County voters rolls maintained by the New York State Board of Elections demonstrate that 104 people voted without a residence address in their voter roll. Number 6, Clinton County voter rolls maintained by the New York State Board of Elections demonstrate that 75 people registered after the cutoff date and voted on election day. Number 7, Clinton County voter rolls maintained by the New York State Board of Elections demonstrate that at least 1 person voted who were purged before November 3rd, 2020. Number 8, Clinton County voter rolls maintained by the New York State Board of Elections demonstrate that 16 people voted from nursing homes, 27 people voted from schools, 54 people voted from a residence too small to accommodate the number of voters, and 6 people voted from commercial addresses. Number 9, the total number of irregular votes in Clinton County, as detailed above, is 432 votes. Number 10, analysis of the voter turnout in Clinton County using the Dr. Frank age/turnout method reveals a 6-factor polynomial constant can predict the voter turnout by age with a 99.7 degree of accuracy. This demonstrates that the turnout records are not organic. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Sure.
Hello, my name is Ed Boise, 32 Lower Drive, Morrisonville. To continue where Kimberly left off, number 10, that based on the clear and convincing nature of the evidence cited in this resolution, there remains an irreconcilable controversy that cannot be resolved with the declaration of a clear winner as such is irredeemably compromised. Number 11, that the members of the Clinton County Legislature hereby notify the President of the New York State Senate, the Speaker of the New York State Assembly, and the members of Congress from the state of New York that it is justifiable position of the Clinton County Legislature that we set aside the results of the Clinton County elections as irredeemably compromised. And 1, reclaim the 2020 presidential electors. Number 2, decertify the 2020 federal presidential election. Number 3, decertify New York State down ballot races where the winner cannot prove they won by a margin in excess of the total irregular registrations and votes in that voting district. Note, decertification is necessary to reverse the laws enacted by those parties not duly elected that are against the will of the people of New York State and Clinton County. Number 4, a full forensic audit of the 2020 election. Number 5, reject electronic voting and move to paper ballots. Due to the irredeemably flawed nature of these elections that prevent the declaration of a clear winner of said presidential electors, we, the people of Clinton County, ask that the Clinton County Legislature to please sign this resolution. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
So we're tabling the resolution to give
Well,
the
what I can tell
evidence
you
to the
is
sheriff.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're going to give the evidence to the sheriff
Okay.
that we have so that it can be turned over to the Board of Elections to prosecute those who have taken the identities of the 14 people and the 338 that are in question.
Okay. And you have shared this out with any number of other, the New York State Attorney General, the New York State Board of Elections?
They
All of those.
have all of this.
They have all of that, right?
Yes, they were served on the 27th of June
All right.
with the
Anything
Clinton
else?
County petition in 12 other counties. So there's a total of 29 counties who are filing these petitions, and we're finishing up the rest of the 62.
Okay. Anything else, Dad?
Nope, we'll be back August 10th. Have a nice summer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and our organization's more than willing to work with the Board of Elections if they have any questions, because they're gonna get into the weeds, since that self-files are huge from the voter rolls that have this evidence of doing.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in public at this time? Once, twice? Okay. We will now go to committee reports. I will call on the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order. And starting with Buildings and Grounds, the Legislator of Ohio.
Thank you, Chairman Henry. The Buildings and Grounds Committee met on Monday, July 11th. Mike Zerlo, the County Administrator, was present to discuss the pending Government Center brick study. Jim Abdallah of Architectural Engineering and Design Associates, PC, came to provide an update on the Department of Social Services ramp. The committee also discussed the status of energy performance contract with Wendell Companies. A project development agreement will be executed shortly. Projects contained therein should start next spring. Resolution number 453 has been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, August 8th at 4:30 p.m. End of report.
Children and Family Services, Legislator Bachner.
Thank you, Chairman Henry. The Children and Family Services Committee met on Tuesday, July 5th. John Redden, the Commissioner of Social Services, was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing safe harbor grant application and acceptance, and authorizing contract with Days Inn by Wyndham. Resolutions number 454 through 459 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The committee was also polled on resolution number 260, or 460, I'm sorry. The next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, August 2nd at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Economic Development, County Operations, Legislator Walden.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting scheduled for Wednesday, July 13th is canceled. Resolution 518 has been placed on the agenda under Waive Rule 13.2. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, August 10th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, ma'am. Finance, Legislator Turnout.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee met on Wednesday, July 6th. Kimberly Davis, the County Treasurer, was present to discuss the 2022 foreclosure auction, the 2022 sales tax charts, and the correction of errors report. Resolution 461 has been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, August 3rd at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Health, Legislator Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee met on Wednesday, July 6th. Deborah Demirs-Matap, the Deputy Director of Community Services, was present to discuss several resolutions, including approving appointment to the Community Services Board, Developmental Disability Services Subcommittee, and authorizing the New York State Office of Mental Health and Workforce Grant application and acceptance. Jeff Sisson, the Director of Public Health, was present to discuss the resolution authorizing contract amendment with various hotels. Mr. Sisson also discussed the Health Department report for June 2022 and his Director's report for May 2022. Resolutions 462 through 465 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The committee was also polled on Resolution 466. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, August 3rd at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you, sir. The Human Services Committee, Legislator Currier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Human Services Committee met on Tuesday, July 5th. Jody McCaldy, Administrator Assistant for the Office of the Aging, was present to discuss two resolutions titled Authorizing Contract with Jade Lamb and Authorizing Contract with Karen Fitzgerald. Wendy Bishop, the Nursing Home Administrator, was present to discuss the resolutions amending Resolution 585 dated November 10th, 2020, titled Authorizing Various Contracts for the year 2021. Kevin LeBeouf, the Director of Veteran Services Agency, was present to discuss monthly statistics and the VA's expansion of presumptive conditions and impact moving forward. Resolutions 467 through 469 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. Next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, August 2nd at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you very much. Personnel. The Personnel Committee met on Thursday, July 7th. Resolutions 470 through 486 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendations. And the next Personnel Committee meeting will be scheduled for Monday, August 1st at 5 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport, Legislator Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Plattsburgh International Airport Committee met earlier today. Chris Craig, the Airport Director, was present to discuss several resolutions, including awarding bids for exit lane portal modifications project, authorizing lease extension with Adirondack Sand and Salt, LLC, and authorizing lease agreement extension to Company 2 Fire for aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle. Mr. Craig also discussed the tenant and airline update. Resolutions 487 through 492 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. Resolution 489 has been withdrawn. 489 has been withdrawn. Resolution 515 has also been placed on the agenda under Waive Rule 13.2. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, August 17th at 4 p.m. Thank you. And a report.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety, Legislator Castine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Public Safety Committee met on Thursday, July 7th. Eric Day, the Director of Emergency Service, was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing contract with Central Square Technologies, approving appointments to the Fire Advisory Board, and awarding bid for generator maintenance. Andrew Wiley, the District Attorney, was in attendance to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing criminal justice discovery reform, grant application and acceptance, and authorizing out-of-state travel. Hillary Rogers, the Public Defender, was also present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing contract with New York State Defenders Association Incorporated, and authorizing contract with Mesa Contract Inc., DBA Exteriors Business Furniture. Resolutions 493 through 503 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendations. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, August 1st at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Transportation, Legislator Kretzer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee met on Monday, July 11th. Shannon Thayer, the Senior Planner Technician for Clinton County Public Transit, was present. She discussed increasing the driver hourly wage and the potential project for safe streets for all action plan. Carl Weiss, the Highway Superintendent, was also present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing the purchase agent to solicit bids for various materials and services as needed for the year 2023, and authorizing United States Department of Transportation Bridge Investment Program grant application. Mr. Weiss also provided an update on the Military Turnpike Grant Award. Resolutions 504 through 507 have been placed on today's agenda. Resolution 516 has also been placed on the agenda under Waive Rule 13.2. The next Transportation Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, August 8th at 5:15 p.m. And that's the end of the
Thank you
report.
very much. Liaison reports. Board of Health, Legislator Potter.
No report.
Chamber of Commerce, Legislator Potter.
No report.
Clinton Community College, Legislator Posada.
Yes, what I have is College President John Kowal wanted me to extend his appreciation for the fine turnout today at the legislative luncheon. He thought the exchange between the two parties, both the legislature and the college board, was outstanding. And I give that a great thumbs up. I thought it was really a good day. End of report.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Thank you. Community Services Board, Legislator Castine.
No report, sir.
Department of Extension, Legislator Timmons.
Just another save the date for the Ag Tour, that's gonna be September 16th.
We got a couple more meetings, Rob, to get that in everybody's head.
Somebody will forget that. It's like I didn't know. Intercounty, Legislator Walton.
Yes, Hamilton County will be hosting the Intercounty of the Adirondacks meeting on Thursday, July 28th. The meeting will be held at the Adirondack Experience Museum in Blue Mountain Lake. And then we won't have another meeting until the NISAC Fall Conference.
I'm not gonna cancel it this time,
No, I'm gonna get there and they're gonna have a meeting.
LCLG Regional Planning Board, Legislator Hughes, or Kretzer, and/or Kretzer.
We had a meeting on July 12th, and there were a couple things discussed. There was some staffing 2023 budget and salary conversations. There was also information about the 2022 Forward Together Conference that's being presented by LCLG. A number of reports from directors and other staff members, some loan updates about kind of COVID and pre-COVID loans that were given and or retrieving some of those funds, and adoption of a resolution authorizing extended use of video conferencing, including in extraordinary circumstances. And that was pretty much it.
They did make one mention that they would like to get a bigger footprint up here in Clinton County. If there's anything they can assist us with, or the municipalities in Clinton County, they would love to get their name out.
Thank you. Anything further? Soil and Water, Legislators Brody, any attendance?
No report.
Workforce Development Board, Legislator Kretzer.
No report.
Staff member reports, Ms. Gallagher, do you have any?
I would like to request an executive session tonight to discuss several contractual matters.
Okay. And Mr. Zerlo?
I will also have an item in executive session on the sale and lease of real property.
Resolutions. Before voting on the resolutions, I want to note that the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature is taking action this evening based largely on the actions of those committees and on the recommendations of those committees. Mr. Zerlo, would you please read the resolutions?
Certainly. Resolution 453, authorizing contract with Architectural Engineering Design Associates, AEDA Buildings and Grounds.
Motion, legislator Brazil. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 454, amending Resolution 808 dated November 10, 2021, titled Authorizing Contract with Various Daycare Providers for the year 2022 Social Services.
Motion, legislator Potiker. Second, legislator Brazil. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 455, authorizing safe harbor grant application and acceptance, social services.
Motion, legislator Potiker. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 456, authorizing contract with Days Inn by Wyndham, social services.
Motion, legislator Potiker. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 457, authorizing contract with Franklin Essex Hamilton Boards of Cooperative Educational Services, Social Service, Employment, and Training.
Motion, legislator Potiker. Second, legislator Brazil. Legislator Kretzer abstains. Discussion?
I just want to, if anybody's inquiring why Clinton BOCES is not in here, this was a joint application that by Clinton County that incorporated these. The award was granted. Now this is the mechanism by which Clinton County would provide the money to these other applicants as part of the application. So, a week in Clinton County, this service is done in-house by Employment and Training.
Any further questions? Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 458, authorizing contract with Adirondack Community Action Programs Incorporated, Social Services, Employment, and Training.
Motion, legislator Brazil. Second, legislator Potiker. Abstention, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 459, authorizing contract with Hamilton County Department of Social Services, Employment, and Training.
Motion, legislator Potiker. Second, legislator Perrier. Abstention, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 460, authorizing various contracts with Youth Bureau.
Motion, legislator Potiker. Second, legislator Brazil. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 461, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for various yearly supplies and services, purchasing.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 462, approving appointment to the Community Services Board, Developmental Disabilities Services Subcommittee, Mental Health and Addiction.
Motion, legislator Hughes, but 5-5? 5-5? Okay, 5-5. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 463, authorizing New York State Office of Mental Health Workforce Grant application and acceptance, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Desire. Discussion. Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 464, authorizing memorandum of understanding with Clinton County Veterans Service Agency, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 465, authorizing contract amendment with various motels, health department.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Desire. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 466, authorizing contract amendment with Tar River Trading Post LLC, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion. Roll.
Mr. Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 467, authorizing contract with Jade Lamb, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Pizzaio. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 468, authorizing contract with Karen Fitzgerald, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Hughes. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 469, amending Resolution 585 dated November 10, 2020, entitled Authorizing Various Contracts for the Year 2021 Nursing Home.
Motion, legislator Perrier. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 470, approving backfill of permanent full-time account clerk typist probation.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 471, approving backfill of permanent full-time registered professional nurse, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 472, approving backfill of permanent full-time account clerk typist, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 473, approving the creation of a temporary full-time junior assistant public defender's office.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 474, approving backfill of permanent part-time emergency services communications and dispatcher, emergency services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 475, approving backfill of permanent full-time motor equipment operator 1, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 476, approving the backfill of a permanent part-time motor vehicle license clerk, County Clerk's Office.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 477, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time caseworker position, social services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 478, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time senior custodial worker, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 479, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time custodial worker, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 480, approving the backfill of a permanent part-time custodial worker, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 481, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time account clerk typist, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 482, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time mental health clinician 1, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 483, approving the backfill of a part-time medical clerk typist position, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 484, approving the reclassification of a permanent full-time public health educator position down to a permanent full-time project coordinator position with backfill, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 485, approving reclassification of a permanent full-time public health nutritionist position down to a permanent full-time public health nutrition educator position with backfill. Health Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 486, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time Veterans Counselor position, Veteran Services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 487, awarding bid for the Exit Lane Portal Modifications Project, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Carried.
Resolution 488, authorizing out-of-state travel, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Carried.
Resolution 489 has been withdrawn. Resolution 490, authorizing change order number 1 and final with Environmental and Fueling Systems LLC, Airport Fuel Farm Facility Project, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Carried.
Resolution 491, authorizing lease extension with Adirondack Salt and Sand LLC, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? All in, excuse me.
Abstain.
Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
There was one exception.
Ms. Waldron?
yes,
Mr. Perrier abstains.
Mr. Perrier abstains. I missed that. Thank you, Francis. Okay, where are we? Over roll call?
Already did it.
I did that. I knew that. Carried.
Resolution 492, authorizing lease agreement extension with Company 2 Fire for Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting Vehicle, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Resolution 493, authorizing contract with Clinton Community College Sheriff Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Resolution 494, authorizing contract for family court legal services assigned counsel.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Resolution number 495, authorizing payment of 2022 membership dues at the District Attorney's Office.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Carried.
Resolution number 496, authorizing criminal justice discovery reform grant application and acceptance, District Attorney's Office.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Resolution number 497, authorizing contract with New York State Defenders Association, Public Defender's Office.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Resolution number 498, authorizing contract with Mesa Contract Incorporated, DBA Exterius Business Furniture, Public Defender's Office.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Resolution number 499, authorizing payment of membership dues of Public Defender's Office.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Carried.
Resolution number 500, authorizing contract with Central Square Technologies Emergency Services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walters?
yes,
Carried.
Resolution number 501, approving appointments to the Fire Advisory Board Emergency Services.
5-5, Mr. Castine? Certainly. Discussion?
Mr. Castine and Public Safety Committee, this resolution reflects the conversation that we had in the committee meeting, and the 22nd member was removed.
Okay, everybody good with that? 855, John, any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 502, awarding bid for generator maintenance emergency services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 503, authorizing out-of-state travel, District Attorney's Office.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 504, authorizing the county treasurer to adjust appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Consolidated Local Street and Highway Improvement Program, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kratzer, second, legislator Brazil. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 505, authorizing contract with American Rock Salt Company LLC to supply and deliver coarse rock salt and treated salt, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kratzer, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 506, authorizing the United States Department of Transportation Bridge Investment Program grant application, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kratzer, second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 507, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for various materials and services as needed for the year 2023 Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kratzer, second, legislator Brazil. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 508, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Hurl Herring Grant assigned council.
Motion, legislator Kratzer, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 509, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the National Children's Alliance Grant District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 510, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Champlain Valley Family Center Program Employment and Training.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier? Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 511, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Clinton County Public Transit Program Planning Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Kratzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 512, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Alternative Essential Air Service Grant, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 513, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the 2022 State Homeland Security State Law Enforcement Terrorism Prevention Program Grant, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 514, authorizing the county treasurer to reappropriate 2021 funds for various accounts, Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
I have 3 or 4 or 5 for waiver 13.2, something have to do with the airport. Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hall. Any discussion? To waive 13.2, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 515, authorizing rehabilitation of runway 1735 lighting and reconstruction of airfield guidance signage, design project grant acceptance, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall, second, legislator Hughes. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Just a minute. Okay.
Resolution 516, awarding bid for deck repairs to the Gatto Road Bridge over the Saranac River Bridge identification number 3335780, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kratzer, second, legislator Brazil. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Mike, how did we make out?
The only way I'm able to answer is well enough that you are
Okay, good enough.
voting on a resolution. I will tell you that there was still the one sole bidder, the same bidder that bid on the entire project previously, but Carl felt as though he was comfortable bringing this piece of the project.
Okay, perfect.
Resolution 517, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Clinton County Employment and Training Administration, employment and training.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 518, authorizing Restore New York Program Round 6 grant application, legislature.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone have anything to come before the legislature? Are we going to executive session? Motion to go into executive session. Motion legislator Walden, second by legislator Hughes. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
6:12 p.m. You ready?
I have you.
Call us back in order, Chairman.
We are back in regular session.
Chairman, we have 3 resolutions to discuss this evening. We have waived Rule 13.2 previously. Resolution 519, designating the proposed sale of the Clinton County Skilled Nursing Facility as a non-significant action for the purpose of the issuance of a negative declaration of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, legislature.
May I have a motion? Motion by legislator Hall. May I have a second? Second by legislator Pizzaio. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 520, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit a request for proposals for the purchase of the Clinton County Skilled Nursing Facility, legislature.
We should go back and do
Well,
Just on this one.
Oh, this one, not the last one.
Declaration of surplus.
Should be a roll call. Okay, very good. Thank you. You read the title, number 520?
Yeah.
Okay, may I have a motion? Motion by legislator Walden, second by legislator Perrier. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried. All in favor? Roll call.
No, on here.
And Resolution 521, authorizing the chairperson to execute a memorandum of agreement by and between the County of Clinton and the Civil Service Employees Association Incorporated Local 1000, AFS-CME, AFL-CIO, Clinton County Units 6450 and 6466 of Local 884, legislature.
May I have a motion? Motion legislator Kretzer. May I have a second? Second
We all
legislator.
want a second.
What they do?
We all want a second.
5-5.
Oh, we can do 5-5. 5-5? That's a good idea. Okay, 5-5. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Have any other business, Mr. Nolan?
No, sir.
As there is no other business, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting. May I have a motion? Motion legislator Hall, second legislator Timmons. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We are adjourned. Thank you all.